Hi everybody, my name is Eli.
I'm Jason.
I'm Caden.
I'm Jaden.
I'm Nicole.
And we're the Yahushua Torah YouTube channel.
And that's Jerry, and he says hello. And so here we go again. So thank you very much. Jerry is sitting here looking like he always looks and saying hello to everybody. And yes, we are good. Eli's laughing. That's good. There's a little bit of humor here. Kate, are you laughing or are you crying? Jerry. Anything else to say, Jerry? Okay, let's keep this to ourselves here, okay? Because you guys do your Torah stuff later. Yeah, they have a whole pack of Torah stuff, but we don't understand what they're saying, so we try not to have them interrupt our stuff here. So, how are you guys out there doing? It is month 9 on our Creator's calendar. It is a third day on the week. That means it is a Tuesday on the Gregorian calendar. It is the 12th day on our Creator's calendar, and it is the 6th day of December. And so that takes us to that. Anyone have anything exciting? Anything going on?
No.
Nothing.
Not really.
That's really boring. All right. Well, I guess that is that. So much for entertainment with this. I guess we will just continue on with the real entertainment. And let's do the split screen. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Got it. Jerry, stop that.
Jerry, that's not good.
Your Torah stuff's coming later, Jerry. Please stop this. Okay. So we are in Lucas 15. Anyone want to recap anything at all? I guess the first recap that we should have is who are we, Jaden?
We are people that believe the Torah is still intact, and we believe that we have Messiah Yahushua. We need to believe in him for our salvation. We believe that the law is still here. It's on the cross. It never went away. That it needs to be followed, and that's what Messiah came to do, is came to reinstate the Torah.
Now, you say Messiah Yahushua. I say Messiah Yahushua. Eli, what do you say?
Yahushua.
You say Yahushua as well with an O? Kate, how do you say it?
I don't know.
Don't know how to say our Messiah's name?
Now that you say it, I'm going to say it one way or the other. Like, I don't know off the top of my head. I would just say it free-flowing.
Now,
I'm thinking about it.
Why do you guys say Yahushua versus Yahushua?
Because the way Joshua's name is spelled, it's like in the Hebrew original, it's spelled the exact same way.
So
Yahushua's name.
So we have a dispute as far as the Son of the Most High. One thing we know his name is not is what?
Jesus.
Yes, and that is saying the son of Zeus. Hey Zeus, right? That's the big joke. Is everybody's like, oh, I love the son of Zeus. It's kind of rough. So, what else are we, Cade? Why do we keep the law, statutes, and commandments?
Because that was our guidebook. That's what our Creator said. If you love me, you are going to be my people, and you are going to follow my commands, and I am going to be your Elohim, and you will basically dwell with me, and I will dwell with you, and we will make a covenant together. I will bless your generations, and that's what we want. We don't want any of the curses that fall after that. We want all the blessings that come with that. I mean, unless we absolutely just hate ourselves and hate life.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if you want to be cursed and have a terrible life, then I guess you can become a Christian. But you talk to a lot of the Christians, and they would say that they have really good lives. All right, they're fairly wealthy. Most of the Christians are fairly wealthy. Most of the Christians, they seem fairly happy. I don't know, but that is not the way that we have interpreted the Scriptures. The Scriptures say from the beginning of the book to the end of the book that we need to keep the law, statutes, and commands for all generations. Our Creator says that He will indeed bless us, and He will indeed curse us if we do not keep the statutes, law, statutes, and commands. And so it's a pretty fairly easy road. It's either, the small little gate that takes us to the kingdom, or the other gate, which by default takes us to the pits of Sheol, the bad parts of Sheol, and that is where we are going. Okay, so let us begin. Luke 15, the parable of the lost sheep is what this says in the NIV. So here we go. Now all the tax collectors and the sinners were coming to him to hear him. And the Pharisees and scribes grumbled, saying, "This one receives sinners and eats with them." And he spoke this parable to them, saying, "What man among you, having 100 sheep, and having lost one of them, does not leave the 99 in the wilderness and go after the one which is lost until he finds it?" Now, Eli, is this true? Is this what happens? I mean, we don't have sheep, but we have cows.
Yeah, usually we lock up the other ones, then go try and find the lost one.
Yeah, we do. We lock them up, and that way we're not chasing the cows all over, Robin Hood's barn. So here, do we go Are we rejoicing when we find the one that's lost?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're real happy when we find the one that's lost, for sure. 5. And having found it, he lays it on his shoulders, rejoicing. And having come home, he calls together his friends and neighbors, saying to them, Rejoice with me, for I have found my sheep, which was lost. Now, I don't know if my mother actually told me this story right. I don't know if this is true at all. So I'm going to repeat hearsay to this, but she always told me, and again, I don't know, my mother isn't a sheep herder, but she says that the one sheep, if they have a sheep that runs away at all times, they will take that sheep and they will break one of its legs. And when they break one of its legs, it is 1,000% dependent upon the shepherd. And so the shepherd has to carry it around for the longest time. The shepherd is with the shepherd at all times. And it is because when they break the leg, it basically heals with the shepherd. And it no longer wants to run away because it knows it's completely dependent upon that shepherd. So I don't know if that's true or not. Maybe somebody out there can tell me if that is true. But I thought it was a good story for this. 7. I say to you, that in the same way there shall be more joy in the Shamayim over one sinner repenting than over 99 righteous ones who need no repentance. Okay, this is amazing stuff because this talks about who's going to be joy in the Shamayim. Who's the people or who's happy in the Shamayim?
I think Yahuwah, the messengers, anything up there.
Yeah, and I mean that is something that we should all understand is that whatever life we are leading right now, whatever evil that we are into, whatever horrible things we have done, it's not over, right? It is not over because right here it talks about rejoicing in the Shamayim when one person who is evil comes out of that evilness and they put that away from them. And so it's amazing. So lots of stuff happening in the Shamayim. 8. Or what woman having 10 silver coins, if she loses one coin, does not light a lamp and sweep the house and seek diligently till she finds it. So she has 10 silver coins. This woman's rich. Anyone?
Yeah, I mean, Judas got 30.
He got 30, but she had, I think this is the point here is that it is, I think she's broke, I think is the point of this whole thing. I don't think that whatever the 10 silver coins are, they might not be like what we think of as silver coins. Maybe they're smaller or something, or maybe it's not worth a lot. But does this happen? Have you guys ever looked around for like $1? You guys lost $1 or we lost something? Have you guys ever searched for cash?
Usually I gotta find it in my pocket or something. It's like I usually like looking for like a coney, like where the money go.
We do that in this house a lot. We play hide and go seek quarters because we have not a lot of cash, and so sometimes we need like $1 or something, and so we're trying to find $1 or trying to find $5 or something real simple. But yeah, we seek diligently looking, see if we can find it. Okay, 9.
Hold on, before you go, it says each one equals to a day's wage.
So each one, so she had basically 10 days worth of wages in there. So that's not a lot, but I mean it's quite a bit, I suppose.
I would assume it's a lot to a poor person.
Yeah, definitely a lot to a poor person. Yeah, a day's wage for that, you bet. Okay, 9. And having found it, she calls friends and neighbors together, saying, Rejoice with me, for I have found the coin which I lost. I say to you, in the same way, there is joy in the presence of the messengers of Elohim over one sinner repenting. So, that's like, all I can think of is like a stadium or something, right? All of a sudden, all the messengers in the stadium, one person repents, everyone's like, yeah! The whole stand, the crowds go wild. That's kind of what I envision this as. And it's just kind of amazing that we have a set of cheerleaders, or we have a set of people, or a set of things that are happy over our coming to our Creator. I just think it's such a cool world that we are going to be going to. Okay, 11. And he said, a certain man had 2 sons, and the younger of them said to his father, Father, give me the portion of goods put forth. And he divided his livelihood between them. And not many days after, the younger son, having gathered all together, went away to a distant country, and there wasted his goods with loose living. And when he had spent all, there arose a severe scarcity of food throughout that land, and he began to be in need. And he went and joined himself to one of the citizens of that country. And he sent to him to his fields to feed pigs. And he sent him to his fields to feed pigs. And he was longing to fill his stomach with the pods which the pigs were eating, and no one gave to him. Now, you guys say pods. Mm-hmm. The king says husks, so the husks that the swine did eat. So I guess a corn husk would be a pod. Be
Or
a corn pod.
like the green beans.
Green beans could be a pod as well.
Mine says carbo pods,
Carbohydrate pods.
not hydrate.
Don't eat the carbohydrate pods.
This is carbo pods.
Carbo pods. What version are you reading out of?
The amplified.
The carbo pods. That definitely sounds like some. What
like
do we have? We used to have carbo chips. Weren't the chocolate chips that were carbo chips or something that were
Yeah.
they weren't real chocolate, but they tasted absolutely terrible.
Yes.
But it's a tree
Fake health
that has
food.
pods inside the fruit.
Oh, carbo. There's a carbo tree.
I think they're like the cacao, kind of like those.
We don't know any of this, so we're kind of just throwing this out there. We're reading scriptures. Don't take us for anything other than that. Okay. But having come to himself, he said, "How many of my father's hired servants have bread enough and to spare, and I am perishing with hunger? Having risen, I shall go to my father and say to him, Father, I have sinned against the Shemaim and before you, and I am no longer worthy to be called your son. Make me like one of your hired servants." And having risen, he went to his father. And while he was still a long way off, his father saw him and was moved with compassion and ran and fell on his neck and kissed him. And the son said to him, Father, I have sinned against the Shemaim and before you, and I am no longer worthy to be called your son. But the father said to his servants, Bring out the best robe and put it on him, and put a ring on his hand and sandals on his feet. And bring the fatted calf here and slaughter it, and let us eat and rejoice. Because this son of mine was dead and is alive again, and he was lost and is found. And they began to rejoice. And his older son was in the field. And when he came and approached the house, he heard music and dancing. And having called one of the servants, he asked what this meant. And he said to him, Your brother has come, and your father has slaughtered the fatted calf because he received him back in health. And he was wroth and would not go in. So his father came out and pleaded with him. And answering, he said to his father, See these many years I have been serving you, and I have never transgressed a command of yours. But to me you have never given a young goat, so I could rejoice in my friends. But when this son of yours came, who has devoured your livelihood with whores, you slaughtered the fatted calf for him. Then he said to him, Son, you are always with me, and all I have is yours. And we had to rejoice and be glad. For your brother was dead, and is alive, and was lost, and is found. Okay, what do we make of this, folks?
That everybody has a chance for repentance. Everybody has that chance. If they sin, no matter what they've done in life, they still have a chance for repentance.
Yeah, I would say, to put this example in another context, is that Yah is the father of these two sons, right? And one son is an obedient one that's like basically known him since he was born, since he's always followed his commands. The other one is basically, they're both given free choice, and he's like, here's your inheritance is this life, here's your free choice, go and do what you want. And then he realized halfway through his life how messed up his life is, and he comes back to Yah and is like, Yah, I've messed up, and Yah comes rejoicing, right? And it's like, how does this person make it into heaven when he's sinned, right? I've not sinned like he has, I followed your commandments. And he's like, it doesn't matter, he's come back now, he is now back into my house.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is one of the greatest things that we have that I don't think many of us really talk about is free will. The ability to do what we want to do. And that is where a lot of people will get into a lot of trouble. And they will refuse to, let's say, for instance, not eat pork, right? They refuse it. In fact, you show them in the Bible what clean food is and what clean food isn't. And they will simply tell you that our Messiah washed him, basically made all food clean. And you will tell them that, and they just don't care. They laugh at you, they will scoff at you, and they just don't care. So this is like them as this kid in the pig field, but they never ever make it out, right? They just continue in the pig field, and that is a problem. And so that is something we have to understand, that free will can send us to the pits of hell. It can also send us to the Shemaim, to the kingdom to come. But it's all up to us. Nobody else is able to do it for us. Nobody else can protect our souls except ourselves. And if you are unwilling to protect your soul, if you are unwilling to seek the Creator where he is able to be found, then you're going to get off and you're going to end up doing horrible things. And one point I would like to talk about from yesterday, we didn't know what dropsy was exactly. And I got a little more out of it when we were discussing the dropsy. when I was doing a thumbnail on it, and it essentially it's some sort of inflammation. It's like an edema. And if you guys look at the thumbnail from yesterday, when one of the doctors was pushing on that kid's legs, it makes huge indentations in your legs. It's just like your body is massively inflamed. Now, I go down this story, and I have to be very delicate with what I say here, and choose the words correctly. But the reason, I guess that we're ignorant, it did bring out somebody who went through 2019 and 2020 and got hoaxed. And I can't go any more into this unless you have eyes to see and ears to hear. But she was talking, since we were talking about the dropsy yesterday, she wrote on the other channel, JBossman008, that she just recently developed palsy in her face. And then she also has a swollen heart. And, that was interesting because we just were talking about this yesterday. And this is not uncommon. And so I didn't really know, and since nobody really comments over on JBossman008, I have no idea who's actually over there. But there are a few people. And so, dear sis, my prayers are going out to you and everybody who was hoaxed in 2019 and 2020 and continued on. This is what I told her, is that she needs to seek our Creator where he is able to be found. Now, more than any time ever, you must get into the Torah. You must seek our Creator. If you are one of those who were blinded and hoaxed in 2019, 2020, 2021, and you guys understand what I'm saying, this is your time to get close to our Creator. You may not have a tremendous amount of time left. And I know those are hard words to hear and things like that. But if you look at news outside of mainstream media, you will see that the world is dropping like flies. And I will leave it at that. And just know that we must, as Yah's people, we must pray for those who are damaged. We must have sympathy. We must have compassion. Yes, we screamed at everybody not to do what happened, but they did it anyway. They were tricked. But they're still our friends. They're still our family. They're still the people who are hurt. And the way these people are exiting this world is a vicious, horrible way that can only be described in the book of Revelations. And so again, I will leave it at this. I'm not going against YouTube community guidelines or any of this so-called hokey pokey crap. I'm simply stating what is obvious to everybody at this point. So thank you guys very, very much. I love you guys. Keep Yah in your hearts, minds, and souls. The faith of Messiah Yahushua is more important than anything. It is not a sin card. You don't just call upon the name of Messiah Yahushua and live in sin. You start walking according to the Torah. You start walking with clean hands and clean heart and clean mind and clean soul, clean tongue. We must change the way that we have been brought up. We've all been brought up in Babylon. We all have horrible things that we have brought along with us, evil that we have taken, and our eyes are able to see the darkness of this world, and we need to seek our Creator. We don't have a lot of time left. Humanity doesn't have a lot of time left. We need to pray for those who are injured, and they're in the billions, my friends. They are in the billions. So with that, I would like to say much love to everybody out there. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and we are out.
Shalom.